Today is International Women's Day. Happy International Women's Day. I just got off of a Zoom call, a chat with a group of Gen X women. And when we do these monthly Gen X virtual coffee chats, I have some conversation starters ready, but there's not a lot of structure to our chats. We will go where the conversation takes us. And this is our third month of doing these chats. And with this being International Women's Day, I will tell you that what we talked about is probably not what you are seeing being celebrated and discussed on Instagram for this particular holiday, special day. Typically, when you are on Instagram or on other social media sites, a lot of the posts about International Women's Day talks about empowerment, talks about accomplishments, talks about everything that women contribute to the world and to our society. But privately, that's not the conversations that we're having. The conversations that we're having, especially within my generation, and I think all generations of women are having similar conversations with different nuances, but the topics that came up for us today were connection, friendship, loneliness, and what that means and what that looks like. We shared stories of how our friendships are shifting. People who have been there for us before in the past are no longer there for us, and the hurt that's involved in that, and then the challenge of finding, first finding a new connection, finding someone new who could potentially be a friend, and then next nurturing it into an actual friendship and making sure that friendship is compatible to be a real true friend. And there's so many things that play into compatibility. I mean, one thing that came up, just communication style and communication type. If you're somebody who needs daily phone calls from someone and your friend is not the type to engage in that, then it's going to be a mismatch. Or even if you need like a daily text, if you're a big texter and somebody else isn't. So we have to figure out what's compatible in terms of how we communicate with each other, what's compatible in how we like to spend our time together, how we want to exchange ideas and thoughts and all of those things. So there's a lot to making new friends at this point in our life. The other thing that was a theme that came up was many of the women on this call today were at a turning point in their lives. They are shedding old versions of themselves and in the process of designing the new version of themselves, but it's not completed yet. And they have ideas of what they want this next era of life and this next season, what their retirement can look like, but it's not crystal clear yet, and it's not solid and it's not stable. So there's a lot of chat around not feeling 100% stable and secure. We talked about aging, not physical aging, but aging when it comes to, the whole conversation of how are we going to take care of ourselves when we're old? And we had some interesting conversations around that. Several of us are without children by circumstance or by choice. It sounded like it was mostly by circumstance, not by choice. But we talked about how that plays a role even now in this season of life, and thinking about what does that mean for later and for our future. One of the women was talking about, well, she still kind of wants to be a grandma, so she could still be a grandma to someone. If and when she finds a partner who has grandkids, she can be one of the grandmas to those children. So we talked about all that. We talked about job uncertainty. There were a few women that are looking for their next role, their next career, their next job, and it's a challenge out there right now. And So we talked a little bit about that, what's working for them, what's not working for them. One of the things that was working was having some sort of a routine and putting some structure into your day if it's not automatically there. It was helping them feel a little bit more productive by the end of the day. And I realized that productivity, I have an evolving relationship with the concept of productivity at this phase of my life. And I've been embracing the concept of being versus doing as much as I possibly can. And at the same time, we don't always have the luxury for that, right? We don't always have the luxury to just be and to not worry about being productive or getting things done. And so if you're in a season where you're sort of relying on a certain level of productivity, anything that you can put into place that will make that easier is going to be valuable. It's going to help you getting through this season. I also detected in today's conversations a lot of hope and optimism. And we don't, for these particular calls, we do not discuss politics. We do not discuss what's happening politically in the world. So we didn't really get into that, although it does flavor and color some of what is expressed, of course. But I felt that while I could sense a shared concern about what's happening in the world around us, I also felt a sense of optimism in terms of a shared decision of we're gonna figure this out together. This sucks. We're in the thick of it. I'm trying to figure myself out. Who am I? What do I want? What do I want this life to be? What is my contribution to this world? What is my legacy to the world? Like, so many of us are in this state right now, trying to become the best version of ourselves that we possibly can be. And I feel a shared optimism that if we do that together, that it's going to explode and spread and ripple effect to everyone. The other piece of today's conversation, it reflected similar feelings I had to yesterday when the workshop that I did yesterday, Permission to Pause, How to Design Your Retirement. The big takeaway there, and it's also reinforced here, is just this feeling of you are not alone. You are not the only one navigating this challenging time. No matter how many things are coming at you, no matter what hurdles are being put in front of you, no matter what challenges are ahead of you, it's not unique to you. There are so many other people going through similar or worse challenges and barriers, and we are stronger together. And there's also there's something about being with your peers within a similar age group, where we have a shared experience of the world. We were conditioned similarly, and we are now, it's almost like we're all kind of like waking up out of this fog. Especially, we were talking about menopause today. We had a good conversation about menopause, and one of the women was sharing she is now post-menopause, and this fog is lifting, and we're realizing that these layers that we've been holding, these identities that we've been embracing and that we've been given, these labels, all of that is not truly us. It's not who we want to be. And I just keep hearing from so many women every single day. This is what I'm hearing from you today, about just shedding all of those preconceived labels, those preconceived notions, and excited to find out what's underneath and who we're going to be at the end of the day, and just stepping into our true selves. Somebody shared yesterday on the workshop that they had somebody that they knew in their 80s that was saying that she felt like she didn't fully come into her own until her 80s. And hopefully we're speeding that up more and more. So I'm about to enter into my 60s later this year. And I'm finally going to become like, I feel like I'm stepping into the version of who I really truly am and want to be. And there's something just eye-opening about seeing how many other women are in the same boat. And like, I see you and I recognize you and I'm connecting with you. I almost feel like if we passed each other on a crowded street, we'd see each other and we would just know. I know where you are. I see you. I know what's going on for you. It's going on for me. We're in this together. We're going to make it work. So that's how I'm feeling today on this International Women's Day. And if you were one of the ones on the coffee chat today, thank you. Thank you for your openness and your vulnerability and your sharing and your conversation and your connection and just holding space for each other was totally phenomenal. For those of you, if you want to join our monthly chats, you can go to genxwomencoffeechat.com and you'll get on the invitation list. They happen the second Sunday of every month, 12 noon Eastern time. We also had some mix up about that. 12 noon Eastern, 11 Central, 9 a.m. Pacific time. And then last night was daylight savings time, so that added some confusion as well. But go ahead and go to genxwomencoffeechat.com to join us for next month. And hope you enjoy the rest of this International Women's Day. I'm going to go have some fun. My name is Amy Palmer. I am your GenX Big Sister, signing out.